Alright, this is kind of an impromptu video. I just got this from a garage sale. This is a Dell Dimension 4300. 25 bucks is what I got this thing for. As you can see, it's pretty dusty on top. You can see my handprint. So it's a old school system. We got Windows XP. I think this was released in like 2004, 2003, around that area. But yeah, it's an old school thing. But the biggest project I wanted to do with it right at the moment was replace this. I'm not sure if this is stock or not, but this beige disk drive, it's only a CD reader, so it can't read DVDs. Either way, it doesn't work. It's broken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the beige disk drive, and I'm going to put in another one. I have a Samsung DVD reader that I got from another old system, and I just had this laying around, so I figured, why not replace it? And then we also have another, I can't see the branding on this, but this is another, assuming DVD drive. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so I have to put the camera down, and I'll open it up, and I'll just sort of show you guys what we got going on here. Alright, I just got it open, and as you can see, this design is actually really cool. So let's go ahead and look through all this. It opens up with this really cool clamshell design. You don't see this anymore nowadays. Kind of old style, but this thing is actually really heavy. So opening this thing was just, it was kind of a chore, but you know, it is kind of cool. You don't have like a panel or everything. It's just kind of this like all-in-one type deal. So let's take a look and see what all we have in there, because there's a lot of cool stuff in here. First of all, we got a power supply. I think it's a 230 watt, not positive. I'll check on that later. Also, we have under here, this is a CPU cooler, we have a Pentium 4. I think this is just this one core, one thread one. Not sure what the clock speed is on this. I will have to check that later. But as you can see with this cooler, it's actually a pretty cool design. So we have the heat sink. You might be able to see the aluminum down there. And then with this green hood, we pull all the heat up here, and it gets exhausted out the back. This is where the heat comes out, you see? So it's really cool. Interesting design. A lot of cool old choices in some of these old machines. And then we have all of our I/O. This is kind of before the time where motherboards had a lot of connectivity, so they had to use all these expansion cards. So we come to the side here, we can kind of see what we have. Alright, so this one looks to be VGA, and I don't know what that other video connector is called. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. This one that the wires are coming from, that is a sound card. You can see your green, blue, and pink microphone and headphone jacks. And then, I'm not sure what this yellow connector is. That's interesting. I'm not sure what that is. We got two USB, I think this is 1.0, no, this is 2.0. Two USB 2.0 ports, because the motherboard doesn't actually have it, or it only has two, so this would give you 4. We have a parallel port card, and then down here, that looks like Ethernet, probably either 100 meg or gigabit Ethernet. I'm not sure which one. Probably 100, because it's a piece. It's just a PCI port, and I forget what the bandwidth limitations is on those. So that does it for I/O. We have our memory down here. Those are 256 meg DIMMs for a total of 512 meg, or about half a gig of memory. So not a lot, but this was Windows XP, so that was okay. Up here we have our two disk drives. The beige one is up top, and that's the one we're going to get rid of and replace. And then down here, this is actually kind of cool. We have 2 hard drives. These are, I believe, 160 gig each. And they're set up in a way that they are like a RAID 0. So you have basically 320 gigabytes of storage on this thing. Which at the time was actually a lot of storage. So, I mean, this was a pretty expensive machine back then. You know, it was pretty respectable for how much it costs. You got a lot of stuff. So, now comes the fun part. We're going to have to pull the drive out and... Actually, I'm just realizing now it's not going to be that hard. As you can see down here, there's a bunch of IDE cables on this board. Like a lot. So I have to find which one this is connected to. Okay. So this I think is... it does not want to come out. Okay, we'll leave that there for now. Pull the tab on that. And then we have, this is just a Molex. So as you can see, this is cool. This may have actually been stock. Because we have the IDE. This cable is split into 2 right here. So it looks like it was made for 2 drives at once. Okay, so I'm thinking the beige one may have been the stock drive. That's interesting. Either way, it doesn't work. I went ahead and tested that, and the case is falling down. This is really hard to do with one hand. Pull it out, and this is actually kind of cool. You have toolless drives for your discs. So you see these little green clasps, you just pull those, and it slides out. Don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay. Woo! Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to put the clips on the new drive, put it in, and we'll see you in a second. So I got the clips put on the new drive, but there was one thing that I wanted to make a note of. I don't know if there's anyone out there who likes to restore these or not, but one thing that you want to consider is if you ever want to upgrade this, which I'm thinking of doing, I'm not sure how I would go about it, but it's an interesting thought. This motherboard does not have SATA ports on it, like anywhere. Like I've looked all over this thing. I tried like pulling the cables back. God, it is dark in here. I'm sorry about that, y'all. But like you would normally expect to see SATA ports around here for hard drives, at least on modern boards, but not on this one. So this is back when IDE was the standard. So we have nothing like that. Back here, that, I know it's too dark. Hold on. There we go. You can see back there, that's the front panel for like your power button and stuff. Oh yeah, that's much better. But yeah, you would expect to see like SATA ports and stuff back here. But no, you don't get anything like that. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, we're ready to go ahead and put this new drive in, so why don't we go do that right about now. And it just pops into place like that. Alright. I probably did not get that on camera, but it's fine. So then, the IDE cable goes back like that. Where'd our Molex go? There we go. That's Molex. Get in there, and boom! Alright, so we should be good theoretically, so let's close it up and get a look at it from the front again. Alright, there we go. Got everything cleaned up, hooked up, installed, and we're good. So, I think it looks a lot better now with the black drives in it instead of the beige, ugly yellow ones. But I think that should about do it. So I just wanted to kind of give a quick overview of this thing because I thought it was a pretty cool pickup for 25 bucks at the garage sale. But I want to hear from y'all what I should do with it. What would be a kind of like, I don't know if y'all know of any like cool projects to do with these or anything, or what, but I'm definitely open to ideas, because, I don't know, Windows XP, Pentium 4, I mean, this was pretty powerful at one point, but nowadays, maybe not so much, but I don't know, maybe like a retro gaming box, I don't know. But, yeah, let me know what y'all think, let me know if you have any ideas or anything like that, and, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.